All right, welcome back to Ron's Garage. Before I can really go any farther on the wiring, I need to mount this switch plate. I need to make it and mount it. Please disregard the mess. It seems like every time I put some stuff away, I take it right back out again to use it. So I will get there. When I'm done with the wiring, I'll be able to put everything away and have a place to work. But anyway, this is the plate I'm talking about. It came with some gauges. I'm not using it for the gauges. So I am going to put a piece of this. I bought 3 sheets of this. I used to call it Bakelite, but it's basically plastic. It's really not Bakelite. It's polyurethane, I think. Let's see what it is here. Where's the... It is, excuse the jiggling, it is RoboSource. I thought it came with a paper that says what it is exactly. There it is. Comes with instructions, how to cut it, all that stuff. Polycarbonate, that's what it is. Got some pretty good instructions. Basically, you can cut. I got the real thin stuff. It's like 1/16, but you can cut it with scissors if you're careful, and I was. So I cut this piece. Helps if you see it, doesn't it? I cut this piece to fit over here. And on this, I am going to mount, and I'm keeping the rough side out. On this, I am going to mount a couple of these. One is a cigarette lighter adapter, and the other one is 2 USB ports. And I'm going to put the headlight and parking light switches on this. So I've got all those wires under there, and I've got some of them hooked up to switches temporarily. But until I can get the right perfect length on them, I need to mount them because I just don't know for sure how long to leave them or how short. So that's what I'm doing now. So I started, I drilled 4 holes in this to mount the polycarbonate to this with. And I said, you know what, I should probably video this. So I have got this very cool set of metric tiny little hex bolts. They go all the way from M4, M5, M6 with nuts and washers. They even come with little Allen wrenches to install them, a little pair of tweezers. It's a very cool little set for when you need small bolts. And I need some small bolts. So I have put this on here. Now I have to, I'm using anything I can for a work surface. I have to turn this upside down, put this on here, and mark those holes on the polycarbonate and drill those so I can mount that to the frame. So I cannot work one-handed, so I'm going to pause you and then come back. Okay, I'm back. Here's my plate. Those screws are black and they hide themselves pretty well. And that looks pretty good. So now what I've got to do is, let me see. I'm not good at making sure I stay in screen here. I've got 2 of these switches that I'm going to mount on the left side here and here. And I'll do that through the 1 hole here. Not sure you can see that. There you go. And these 2, undecided yet whether I'm going to use that plate on the front like this, or just drill the holes for the individual units and put them in through the other 2 holes. Pros and cons to both. The pro of not using it is I can actually center them in these. The con is I can't. You know, there is enough gap in there to fit between to go right in here because I set that in there. But, you know, then they're going to be over to one side. The switches will be over here. And I guess that would be okay. So now I just got to think on that a little bit. But either way, I'll decide when I'm laying it out here. I'm going to pause you again and lay out where those holes go. Be back. All right, welcome back again. I have drilled holes, and I've mounted one of the switches and the two power ports, and they look pretty good. I'll mount the other switch when I put this in the car because it's still hooked up. What I used for that, I used a step bit for the switch holes, and I used a couple things for the other one. All of my spade bits are, of course, at home. So I used this, which I've used on occasion. It works really good. It's an adjustable hole saw kind of thing. Takes a little bit to set up properly, but what I did was I just squeezed these things together, and they fit perfectly in the mounting bracket that came with the two power ports. So I used that, and then just rounded them out a little bit more with this, just to make them a little bigger. So that worked well. So now I have to go mount this in the car, and then I can hook the switches up permanently, pretty much. All I get, once I hook them up and then get everything run, then I'll tie the wires up so you can't see them, but then that'll be done. And other things still to wire. The horn I've got to wire. I got to put the hazard flasher in. Well, let me take you over there. Let me take some light with me. It's always good. So I have the two front turn signals wired up, right up there, including the two little green dummy lamps. The blue one is for the high beams, and it's wired. So I still have to wire the rear brake light turn signals. I got to put the two flashers on here. Let me see what else is on there. Will you stick? Yeah, you will. I love little magnet lights. I'll have to look and see what these are. Oh, I know what they are. They're nothing right now. The hazard flasher goes on this one. The right rear light goes on this one. The left rear light goes on this one. Come off of there. The turn signal flasher goes on this one. This one is the brake switch. And I think one of these is ground. One of them's a horn. And I forget what the other one is. Might be key buzzer, but I'm not using the key buzzer. So I'm thinking about, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have nothing in there. I do have a horn button that I can mount up under the dash if this fails, but I'm probably going to take that steering wheel off and look under there and see if the horn wire is still there, because if it is, I have a horn button for, I think it will fit right on that steering wheel. And if it does, I'll use it. But I believe it will go right on there. I think the screws are the same. The distancers are the same. If that will go on there, probably won't because of that nut in the middle. So I may make some kind of cover for that and just use the underdash mounted horn button, but that's okay. you know, one of these days when I put a fancy chrome steering column in this, then I'll fix all that, but not right now. So that's it for me today. I've got that ready to go in. I've got it as adjusted as I can get it. Feels really good on the bench. And I just got to put it up, put the car back on the ground, and check the adjustment with weight on it. So you don't want to look at that, do you? So that's got to go back in. And I'm going to check the tightness on the transmission pan bolts. Then I can set the car down. I want to finish the wiring first, so that's a job done. Then I'll set the car down, hook up some fuel line. I have to pull the distributor and prime the oil pump because it hasn't started in 2 years. Once I do that, and I can put some fuel in it, and you know, put oil in it, of course. I already have, this is already full of water. I'll change that to antifreeze when it gets colder. But I have transmission fluid that I'll put in once I start it and let it circulate in the transmission a little bit. Then I'll check the fluid and add some. I know it needs some because a lot of it went on the floor when I changed this dipstick tube. So I think the converter's probably empty or mostly empty anyway, so I got to let that circulate. Then I think we'll go around the block, and I'll take you with me. Take my wife with me too. I have a Connecticut classic vehicle plate that I used to have on a Camaro, a third-gen Camaro I had. It's no good. It's expired, but it'll not draw attention as I go around the block, so to speak. And then I'll register this. I have all the paperwork to register it. It's just a matter of scheduling an appointment with DMV, because now you can't, with the COVID and all that stuff, you just can't do a lot on the seat of your pants. So we're getting there. As Rat Rob Bob says, we're getting it. We just ain't got it yet. I got a lot of cleaning up to do on the wiring, you know, especially inside the car. It is a mess. I don't know what I did with the light I just had in my hand. I leave it in the car? Maybe. Nope. Well, I'll find it when the battery dies. I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, here it is, with it running. Anyway, that's it for me for today. I may come back over later and do some more wiring. Hook that switch thing up, but you know, I've been over here for a few hours, and I'm gonna go home, see what my girl's doing, and take it from there. So y'all have a good day, and maybe I'll make another one for later. So take it easy. Thanks for watching. Bye.